Hey there, it is Saturday, May 27th, Memorial Day weekend here in the United States, which means I get an extra day to sleep in this weekend, and I am not sorry. I hope you are all having a lovely weekend, even if it's not a 3-day weekend for you. And we are here to play some daily word games, as is our wont. So today we are going to play Quordle and Diffle, which I don't think I've ever played on camera before, Wordle Peaks, Fibble, and Symble. So we'll see how that goes. Just a reminder, I have a sister channel, a second channel, where I do commentary and reactions on topics of interest, people of interest. So you want to check that out. There's a link in the description. It's called Thunder Has Thoughts and features an avatar of my cat. So if you like cats, that may interest you as well. And also remind you to join me for my weekly streams, most Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. Pacific, where we do GeoGuessr and some other stuff sometimes. And join my Patreon if you'd like to support me. I am still trying to get those watch hours. It is going down. It is very frustrating. So if you're new here and haven't watched my backlog of thousands of videos, if you wanted to do that, I would not stop you. I'll just put it that way. Anyway, welcome to my new subscribers, and hello to all of my regulars, and let's get started. So, Memorial Day weekend is supposed to remember the fallen soldiers of American wars, but it's also a day in which people tend to have barbecues and get-togethers because it's also sort of considered the unofficial start of summer. So we can use all of that and start with none of those words are 5 letters. Steak is 5 letters. You can barbecue a steak, I guess. I mean, you can. Most people have burgers and hot dogs. Okay, steak. And let's do flags, because people tend to put flags out to honor the fallen. That's good. All right. Nice. I placed the A and the S in the top left, and there's a G. Is it grass? It is grass. Nice. Don't have much information about the rest of the words. I'm going to do crimp. All right, I got the C. Let's see. CR crowd. Yes. Oh, nice. Shown? Good. We're not going to lose today. I've decided. I want to do leche for the top, but I don't think it accepts that. That's not an English word. Lurch doesn't work. There's not an E in it anyway. Lunch doesn't have an E in it. Lech has a T, which we can't use. Belch? Nice! Okay, that makes up for last week in spades. That was great. Nice solve. I'm very pleased with that. Right, let's move on to Diffle. And if you're not familiar with Diffle, it's a game where you try to guess a word, but the word can be of any length, up to, I think, 10 letters. And the way the clues work is a little different. So since we can start with a word of any length, let's go ahead and do hamburger. Now, your score is basically you try to have as few letters and words as possible. So starting with a long word is kind of silly, but that's okay. Oh my gosh. All of those letters, and there's an A somewhere. Wow. That's crazy. All right, let's do, I would do veteran, but that repeats too many letters we know have been eliminated. How about, I want to do toad. See if I can, wow, still no letters. What in the world? How about, I don't know. Sap? I was going to do sappy, but it seems stupid to... How about sack? Still no letters. What in the world? Oh, navel. Let's do navel. Ah, look, we got some letters. Okay, there's one A, and it goes... Okay, so the way these clues work, now that we have some to work with, green means that they are in the correct order in relation to each other in the word, but there may be one or more letters in between them. There's at least one letter in between them, but there may be more than one. Yellow means there is that letter in the word, but it goes after, or like in this case, it means the A goes after at least the V and probably the L as well, if that makes sense. So the V and the L are in the right order, but it does not end in L, so there's something after the L. And the V and the L, I mean, the V and the L could go next to each other, but that seems hard. So let's try, actually, I wanted to try halva, but there's no H. This is strange, though. Vital? No, there's no T. I mean, you can guess anything you want. It's not like hard mode or anything, but all the words I can think of have letters we've already tried. What about, no, not even violin. Huh. Villa. There it is. Nice. I was kind of running out of options there. So that was pretty good. 5 words, 27 letters. If I'd started with a shorter word. But then I wouldn't have eliminated all these letters so quickly. I'm okay with that. 5 words is pretty good. All right, let's move on to peaks. I guess we'll start with villa. I mean, you gotta take risks in life once in a while, right? It's not that bad except for the A. Okay. So the first letter is earlier in the alphabet than the V, and all the other letters are later in the alphabet than the one I tried. Later than A is not surprising. The only time A is a good guess is when the letter is A. Let's go somewhat middling here. Let's go L-O-O-S-E. Not bad. Okay, we got an O and an E. We actually don't have that many options for that letter. This letter is pretty limited too. This can't be a vowel. I'm thinking alone. No. Okay. Well, then this is an M. Interesting. This is... Oh, it's gnome. That's a funny word. Awesome. Okay. Let's go on to Fibble. And Fibble is starting us off with the word windy or windy. And if you're not familiar with Fibble, the idea is to guess the 5-letter word a la Wordle, except that in every row, every guess that you make, one of the clues is a lie. One of the colors of the letter is the lie. So you try to work out what's lying and what's true and solve it that way. So I like to try to start out by forcing a contradiction. So I like to do a word that's very similar to the first word. How about minty? All right, so here we got a contradiction. In one of these words it says there is a Y, and in one it says there isn't. So we know that the Y is the lie in one of these words, and therefore any clues that are consistent between the two are true. So there is an I in this word, and there is not an N in this word, but I don't know anything else. So let's try maze. That's a strange word, but okay, interesting. So we have another contradiction, but I didn't really learn anything because none of the other letters are the same. That could mean that I got the I in the right place, though. All right. Well, there probably isn't a Z, so let me try sweet. Okay. So we have another contradiction. This one says the E's at the end, this one says it isn't, but there's definitely an E in the word. I think. I guess they both could be lying. They both could be lying. But I did get the I in the right place, because again, this is the same between the two, and one of these is the lie. So that's something. I'm not getting the, patterns that help best. Let's test that I blank E again. That would mean something else was a lie. So how about shine? We know there's no N, so if it says there's an N, we've got the lie. Ah, darn. Okay, so we know this is still true. The S has stayed Okay, so we know there's no S. And the E is being impolite. We know there's no N. So either there's no H, or this H should be green, or the E should be in a different spot in the word. So how does that work? Or there's also no E. I mean, that's possible, although we'd be running out of letters. Okay, let me try IRE. Maybe. Maybe. I was almost thinking of trying quite. Actually, I think I will. Okay. That's very interesting. It's impossible for there to be a Q without a U in the words that are accepted in this game. So either this U is lying, in which case it's a QUI something E word, which seems like a vanishingly small possibility, or there's no Q, which means I've confirmed that this E is true, which means this H is a lie, this E is a lie, this E is true, which means one of these other things is a lie. Okay, that's very useful. Don't forget there still could be a Y. So I don't know very much. How about alike? This isn't going very well. I don't know what's going on. I should probably stop to think about whether it even works with the clues that I have. Alright, well, what do I know? If there is a Y and it's not at the end, then that means either there is not a D or there is a W. I'm inclined to say there isn't a Y, which would mean there is a D. And the D can't be in this position. So maybe, is AIDE, is that a thing? Maybe there's an L. AILE? Don't think so. If there was a K, okay, so if this A is true, then so is this one. Which means that either the L or the K is lying, and I would need either a K or an L in the final word. So I'm inclined to say there isn't an A, which would mean there's also not an M or a Z, which means there is a T or a Y. Why did I say? Oh no, I know there's no T. It could be IME. Could be IME. Crime. Okay. I was really hoping I had it. What about pride, then? Oh, I got it. Oh, man. So there was a D. This was a terrible game. I don't know what was wrong with me. I didn't stop to think it through. I think alike was a bad guess because I didn't stop to think through what it would mean. Crime, I think, was a good guess. It was right that the A was lying. It was right that the Y was lying. So there was a D. Oh, and crime doesn't have a D in it, oddly enough, but pride does. Pride and drive would have been equally good guesses at that point, and since I didn't have any more, I was kind of stuck. Right, so this D would be a lie. It should go here, and then I would have had it. Well, that's a shame. I hate when I lose Fibble. I really feel like I shouldn't lose Fibble. That's alright. Let's move on to Symble. We will start with drive. Why not? Alright. Symble. Ooh, interesting. If you're not familiar with Symble, again, you're trying to guess a 5-letter word using Wordle-like clues, except they don't tell you, instead of giving you yellow and green, they give you, and gray, They give you 3 different symbols, which are different every time you play. And you have to figure out which symbol means which color. And also, rather than the symbols applying to your guess, they apply to what the answer would look like if the answer was your guess and your guess was the answer. So the way I like to think about that is, if I figure out that these red circles mean yellow, it doesn't mean that there's a V and an I in the word. It means that one of DRIE goes in the 4th position, and one of DRVE goes in the 3rd position. So you can imagine, like, the E would be yellow, so it would go somewhere else. If they're green, they're green. Green is the same either way, obviously. So I'm going to go with those being yellow, because IV in the middle without ending in E sounds difficult. I guess it could end in Y, but I'm gonna go with not that. So I'm actually going to try... What am I going to try? Maybe RE in the middle? Or DE? Oh. You know what? Duvet. Oh no, there's no D. Or there wouldn't be a D there. Unless the D, R, and E are correct, and the moons, the orange moons, are green. That's actually possible. How about drone? Let me try that. Interesting. Okay, so what that tells me is that these 2 letters and these 2, the 2 red circles, mean yellow, and it means that 2 of DR and E go in those 2 spots. That's really interesting. Or there's yet another word that could fit with DR and DE where they are. Is there? Drape? I feel silly trying it again. Let me try something like... maybe ER... T? I would do avert, but then there wouldn't be a V. Alert works. Interesting. So it must be RE. Maybe TRE? Could be ARE. Like... Huh. Interesting. It has to be RE then, or they would be a different symbol. So it's like this, and then the second letter is either an A or a T. What looks likely? What does that look like? Harem? Let's try harem. Okay, ARE is correct in the middle. We got the new symbol. But it's not harem. So, what is it? Ooh, it's really windy today. I don't know why. At least it's sunny. It's been cloudy like the whole week. Like cold and cloudy. Very strange. I actually like it that way. There aren't that many other letters. Is it really obvious and I'm just not seeing it? It could end in ER. It would show the first R and not the second. Could be ARER, like parer. That was my downfall in Wordle. Good thought. That was one of the Wordles I lost, was parer. That's why I thought of it. Excellent. Alright, I feel bad losing Fibble, so I kind of feel like adding another game. Let's see. What shall we play? Why don't I throw Travle on the end? I'll show you Travle. Alright, so I played this once before, made a video a couple of days ago. The goal is to get from the most efficient route from the pink country to the aqua country. You can only move from bordering country to bordering country. You can't cross water. And it'll give you a symbol next to your guess to say how efficient the country you chose was. You don't have to get them in order. Like, I don't have to go like any country along the way, as long as you get the countries that it says is the most efficient route. But Jordan, we kind of have to get out of Palestine via Jordan, so let's do that. All right. And now we need to keep heading east. So the green check mark means that was the most efficient country to use. And we have to go through Central Asia, which, as any of you who watch my countryal videos know, I have a little trouble with. Does Iraq border Jordan? I think it does. Oop, hello. Yeah, okay, good. And then Iran. Nice. All right, going well so far. Now what? I want to say Afghanistan? Oh, look at that! It was a perfect game! I am so pleased. That's the first time I've done a perfect game. Oh, I'm very happy. Very, very nice. That was the most efficient route. Look at that. Yeah, if I had done anything else, Pakistan would have almost worked, but Pakistan doesn't actually border Tajikistan, I don't think. It's hard to say, it's hard to tell, but I don't think it does. So Pakistan, I still would have needed Afghanistan or China, which is kind of like going around. I think that was the best way. I don't think there actually was another good way. Sometimes there's enough like bordering countries that share, mutual borders that you can do a few different routes, but wow, I'm very pleased with myself getting through Central Asia so efficiently. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today for some weekly daily word games. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Enjoy your 3-day weekend if you are in the United States. And I will see you all next Saturday for more weekly daily word games. Bye for now.